What is up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video, another episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. I am your host, Edward Anderson. Today, we're going to talk Jay-Z and that situation. A lot of people have talked about this. This has been going on all week as far as Jay-Z and his situation. And I'm late to the party, but a lot of times I like to let things settle a little bit before I give my opinion, rather than always, because sometimes it's not good to be first. So let's talk about this guy, Tony Buzbee, as well as go through this article with Jay-Z and have some commentary. So first, Tony Buzbee is the guy behind a lot of these lawsuits. Here's a photo of him right here. You'll see it throughout this video. This is who you need to pay attention to. I don't know if he's the new Gloria Allred, where, he's just fleecing black men for money and throwing and compelling these dudes to have to pay by throwing these reputations under the bus, because a lot of this stuff seems to be rotating through one person. And this is why it's important to have black media, because black people do need to have internalized communication to understand what's going on and why. And so Tony Buzbee was involved with, is currently involved with the lawsuit side of a lot of these like the Sean Combs cases, because Sean Combs, P. Diddy, is being criminally charged. I got a video about Diddy, about that situation. I'll link it at the end of the video and link it right here if you want to check that out. Then he was involved, Tony Buzbee was involved with Deshaun Watson. And the thing about it is, I'll link that video at the end, because I just did a video on that with Deshaun Watson by the NFL standards. Now, we know how the NFL is. The NFL will suspend you even if they don't find anything. But the disciplinary panel or committee of the NFL found that, there was nothing to be had when it comes to Deshaun Watson. This is a very, very, very long inquiry. And Tony Buzbee had like 20, now this was for one situation, but Tony Buzbee had like 25 different women that Deshaun Watson had to deal with. Like, who gets massages from 25 different people anyway? But all of this stuff just all of a sudden started out of nowhere. And remember, Deshaun Watson has not been criminally charged for anything. I want you to keep that in mind. And so this is the same guy that is going after Jay-Z. This is the same guy that's going after Jay-Z, and he alluded that he had someone else that he was going after. So now it's Jay-Z, and Jay-Z seems to be taking a different approach. Jay-Z seems to be taking a very offensive approach to this, not being passive, not just not saying nothing. He's like, no, you're gonna be dealing with my lawyers, but I'm gonna be involved in this too. And I think that's the correct approach, because the thing about it is, at the end of the day, Jay-Z has benefited from seeing how a lot of these things go. He's seen how it goes with Sean Combs. He's seen how it goes with, you got, shout out to Kyrie Irving when he had to deal with for just a retweet of a book. Kanye, and generally the more vocal people, I mean, even Tory Lanez, the more vocal black men tend to win more than they don't. Kanye is an example of a black man that was more vocal. Kyrie Irving to a much lesser extent, but Kyrie Irving wasn't just silent either. And so the people that's just silent, it's this kind of admission of guilt. And what they tend to do is run this through the court of public opinion. Then kind of, if there is going to be criminal charges, piggyback off of that outcome. Meanwhile, you're defamed, you're messed up, and you got to deal with the aftermath. And it's not just him. It's also Beyonce's reputation is potentially on the line as well, and her economic output. And this is a way that these people use to create leverage. Let's be very clear here. Tony does not, in my opinion, Tony Buzbee does not care at all about justice. Jay-Z has been accused of what he has been accused of. Justice ain't it. Like, as far as money, that comes secondary. Criminal charges should be coming first, but that's not his lane. And so, they made a statement that, Jay-Z, had a statement made on his behalf. You should be seeing that right here. And I'll go through that statement in a little bit. But let's go through this article so we can see, where the current stuff is. And we'll talk about, the Beyonce factor and a couple other factors. So this is from Business Insider. So read Jay-Z's full statement in response to rape accusation by Madeline Berg. This is like 5 days ago at the time of me going through this. So I want to do this as a primer because I'm going to be firing off other videos when it comes to this. And we'll, like I said, we'll discuss this after that. So this is going to mainly be referring to the statement. So a new legal filing accuses Jay-Z of drugging and raping a 13-year-old in 2000. The rapper strongly denied the accusations, which come as a part of a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. And then we're going to talk about his statement below. Sean Carter, better known as the rapper Jay-Z, has responded to the civil lawsuit that accuses him and Sean Diddy Combs of drugging and R-ing a 13-year-old girl. The accusations, which comes from a unnamed plaintiff, is included in a amended complaint to a lawsuit originally filed in October that accuses two hip-hop moguls of assaulting the girl, and after following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. Prior to the amendment complaint, Carter was referred to as Celebrity A. The amendment complaint marks the first time Carter has been accused in a lawsuit of wrongful doing in conjunction with Combs. Carter strongly denied these accusations in a statement on his Roc Nation's account. The complaint comes as Combs remains behind bars awaiting trial on charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation engaged in prostitution. He also faces more than 30 civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual misconduct. He has denied any wrongdoing, and lawyer for Combs has said he will be making public statements. He will not be making public statements on the case. The plaintiff's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, who was filed more than a dozen lawsuits against Combs on behalf of unnamed plaintiffs, told Business Insider that he had attempted mediation with Carter prior to publishing his name. Buzbee told the Insider before filing amendment. Okay, Buzbee told Business Insider that before the filing of the amended complaint, he has sent a letter to Carter requesting that Carter and the plaintiff engage in mediation. Carter's alleged response is detailed in the amended complaint. I just want to give some thoughts on this. I mean, of course, because obviously, you know, you can get, the threat is, if you don't deal with mediation and pay me all this money, then I'm going to put your name out there. And quite frankly, you know, it's a show I used to watch called Suits. And one thing that Harvey Specter used to say to Mike is, he used to say, you know, when somebody points a gun at you, you tell them to shoot it. Now, obviously, in real life, that doesn't work. But like, as far as when people are trying to put you in a corner, the predictable thing to do would be you bend. But I kind of think Jay-Z, like I said before, has always been a forward-thinking person, and I think he's going to deal with this in a different way. And so obviously that ship has sailed. So now we're going to see what happens. Another scene that I like is Homelander and what's her name? Not Starfire, but Starlight, where she threatens him. I would play the video. I'll probably put a picture of it. But she threatens him. Threatens him with releasing the videotape of the plane. You know, that, you know, everybody died because of Homelander. And basically he said, you know, after being threatened with this over and over, he finally said, let's light this candle, because I'll have nothing, but then I'll have nothing to lose. And obviously Homelander's Homelander, Jay-Z's not Homelander. But the point is, once you get it out there and you get people used to it, and it's not the same heat, the longer this stuff is out there and the heat is not raising, the more it doesn't help his case with Jay-Z. And I think Jay-Z is anticipating that. It's going to be interesting. I mean, ultimately, we want justice to be served, but we got to be real about this. This is a civil lawsuit. This is not criminal. He's not being charged with a crime. This is a civil complaint. And there's actually a video I'm probably going to let go probably Sunday, where she talks about, she does this whole interview, and I'll go through it with you all and give my thoughts. But she talks about how she may have misremembered. So already, you know, she backtracking. And I'm like, yo, if you come for Jay-Z, you're going to have to come correct. You are. And this kind of, again, this stuff what that part tells me is, that tells me that there's not a lot of, like, she This is not something that she's been consistently talking about. And I actually got to talk about the article on the Duke lacrosse thing as well. I mean, because we're already coming off the heels of that. So a lot of this pendulum stuff where you just think you're going to throw stuff out here, you're going to have more than that. You're going to have more than that. And my thing is, why didn't come out with Me Too? Why wait all this time? You had plenty of people out here to take on these types of cases, like Gloria Allred. But anyway, let's continue. Jay-Z responded with said letter by not filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit. By not only filing utterly frivolous lawsuit, but by also orchestrating conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, former associates, in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. The complaint says plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of egregious conduct perpetuated by Carter. You can say that, but you're gonna do that anyway. The pleading speaks for itself. This is a very serious matter that would be litigated in court, Buzbee told me. Okay. It's so serious, it's not a criminal complaint. But this is the statement he read. I'm not going to go through this statement because this video is already getting too long. But I will have the statement in, I'm sure you've seen it. I will have the statement on the picture so you can see it. So, there's the article. All right. So with the article out of the way, here's the thing. You know, they're trying to pressure Beyonce to get rid of Jay-Z. I'm going to do a whole nother video about the age gap thing, because honestly, that can be YouTube specific, and depending on how YouTube act with that, I'm not even going to speak on that. But what I will say is Beyonce has a lot of pressure to kind of divorce Jay-Z, which, I mean, she's been with him this long. I don't know why you think she's gonna do that, you know, with her daughter and all of that. Also, you have people talking about Blue as well, as far as she's looking more grown, and a lot of y'all are weirdos that are saying that. She is the daughter of famous people. They have allowed her to look like a kid. She is wearing a dress because there is fashion, there's a lot of stuff involved with it. She's doing the bell dress. I mean, it ain't that serious. It really ain't. A lot of that is Jay-Z is tall, so it's that, and I'm gonna talk about that on its own as well. But understand that if she was 16, you know, that story would be more believable. But that, with her being 13, even in the 90s, that's kind of crazy. It really is. And I'm like, where's the parental neglect on that? So at the end of the day, this will be something that goes into the next year. You have to see how this plays out. But Jay-Z has a lot of enemies, and there's a lot of people that are going to be using this as an opportunity, because they see this as, this is going to be the only real opportunity I have to really take him down. And Jay-Z is very aware of that. Jay-Z has known what he has done with people as far as business stuff. I personally believe that Jay-Z has just done a lot of foul stuff from a business end. I don't think it's the same as it was with Diddy, where Diddy has done a lot of crazy stuff. Jay-Z is always strike me as a forward-thinking person, and not someone that believes that these things would never come back on him if he does them. So he's always moved in such a way with keeping that in mind. But you know, they're trying to tie him with Sean Combs, and they're trying to create this whole thing. And the last thing I'm gonna say too, and this deserves its own think piece, really, is that you have to keep in mind that this is not just about Sean Combs or Sean Carter. This is about the idea that black men are sexual deviants, that black men are dangerous, that this is the Birth of a Nation type of stuff, the original movie, acted in real time. That black men are dangerous, the sharkification of black men, the thugification of black men. And a lot of people think, well, if I throw this black man under the bus, I mean, obviously if he did it, he did it. But when they try to destroy the reputations of people like Bill Cosby and all these other people, there is no such thing as a black person that they don't believe reputation cannot be touched, especially a black man. And that is for a reason. Reason number one is it keeps the white zeitgeist, you know, the fact that white dudes have the power to really do a lot of this stuff that we're being accused of. It keeps that stuff in the closet, so to speak. It also serves to keep the racial pecking order going. And so it serves a multitude of different things as to why, you know, they do this. And we have to start pushing back against that. We really do. We have to. And this thing where we everything gets blown up to be this like super ordinary political thing. Obviously, in this situation, you're dealing with a very serious situation. I don't understand why you wait till somebody she's literally my age. No, that's not true. She's got to be older. If she was 13 in 1993, I was 7 in 1993. So she's in her 40s now. Like, why do you wait this long? Like, why do you wait this long? And no, somebody needs to explain that to me. Like, what I want to see is, because the thing about it is, if I assume that she's been talking about this stuff, or at least alluding to it, or trying to get justice, and it just hasn't happened because you're getting all these walls in it, then that says a lot about the system. And it's always how they try to act like the system is just coinciding with all of these people just because of the money that they're making. But anyway, somebody can answer that in the comments. Definitely do so. So, you know, with that being said, you know, make sure you check out these two videos to kind of cover the topic and other angles, the Deshaun Watson situation, the Diddy situation on the right. Make sure you check in with a like. It really helps the channel out. Make sure you check, especially these uploads, make sure you check a sub. If you've already subbed, you know what to do. Hit that notification bell so you all will be the first to get in on any videos that I do. A lot of you all complaining you all don't see my lives. If you all are new to my lives, or y'all watch my shorts or my videos, my lives are off the hook. They're generally very uncensored because, quite frankly, I don't get monetized on my lives. So I tend to say what I really think. So it's going to be more censored than you're typically used to hearing on YouTube. As far as the question, do you think Jay-Z did it? Do you think he didn't? Do you think this is complete BS? Do you think he has done a lot of things business-wise and screwed a lot of business people over? Do you think this is karma? Do you think they're going to successfully tie Jay-Z with Sean, you know, with P. Diddy? Do you think there's other women that are waiting to come out and Jay-Z's gonna have all this flood of 25 and 30, all like every female he's ever had sex with come out? Let me know what your thoughts. Check out the stuff in the description. Make sure you share the video as well. I absolutely try to do these in such a way that these are shareable without, you know, blowing up your timeline. You know, the Cash App link and all of that is in the description as well, PayPal as well. And, you know, with that being said, if you got to this part of the video, thank you. I do appreciate you all watching till the end. And with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.